Now, if you didn't know what it was doing here, you might be inclined to call the police because this looks a little creepy. Good reason to keep your kids' old bed sheets. What I'm doing is replacing the hood pad on the 500 SL, and I'm using obviously my kids' old bed sheets. I'm using those for catching all the crap that's going to come down when I scrub this off. First thing you want to do is remove all the original pins that hold up the front of the hood pad. Now they're located all along the front of the hood. There's what, there's about 12 of them, I think. I've got them all pulled out. They are the type that the center pulls away. Can't do that with one hand. Anyway, the center pulls out and locks the outer ring in place. So you're going to need like a trim removal tool, or you can use a pair of side cutters. Not actually to snip them off, but to just slip the side cutters in. You pull and squeeze in a little bit, and because it's tapered, it'll push the pin out a little bit, and you'll just be able to lever them out. Take your time. They've probably been in there for 20 years. So what I'm going to do is just gently. I'm going to use a green Scotch Brite pad and get all this off. It's going to take a little while. Here's the new hood pad. Obviously check it to make sure it fits in place first before you bother going through all this, but I'm going to clean all this up, and then we're going to get to it. Okay, now this doesn't look all that much different. This is what came off. I used a green scrub pad. Now you're not going to sand this down. You don't want to take paint off. You don't want to destroy it. Whatever's not going to come off is not going to come off. It's really solid glue. You could sit there with a scraper, but you're probably just going to ruin stuff. Pointless. If it's on there that good, it's something good to adhere to for the new glue. So it might have a couple little lumps from a really thick piece here and there, but it is a hood pad. It's not going to be any big deal. Now, the gluing is going to start from this lip back here on the cross support and go all the way to the front. You don't need to glue under here. The pins hold this on, so you only need to glue up to about here all along the hood. You can see where it was glued before. Okay. And you want this, you want to use a tarp or sheets or something to protect this from two things: from protecting from this crap that you're just taking off now, and also when you spray the glue, you don't want glue spray going all over your car, so protect it with something, tarps, your kids' towels or blankets or whatever. And anyway, I'll grab the adhesive and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, I've heard tales of people using PL construction adhesive to hold the hood pad on. I've built half a house with PL construction adhesive before. I don't want that crap under my hood. If you ever have to do this job again and you've got PL construction adhesive on there, good luck ever getting it off. You're going to have big chunks everywhere, and it's going to be way worse than this. Anyway, Auto Body Supply Store, 3M Super Trim Adhesive, heat and moisture resistant, and for bonding heavyweight materials. I ask the experts who do the automotive upholstery every day, I ask them what's the best stuff to use for this. I mean, I've done headliners and stuff before, and sometimes they do fall down. And I said, you know, this is a hood pad, what's the best stuff? They all said this, so this is what I got. About 20 bucks for a can of it, and you're going to spray obviously the two sides that match on the hood pad, and make sure you've got depending on who made your hood pad. On this one, the quilted side, you can see it's got like a textured side and a flat side. The textured side is going toward the hood, and this side goes toward the engine on this one. So we're going to cover both with a nice even coat, not up to the front here because these are the parts that are pegged on. And we're going to cover that, and we're going to cover the inside of the hood, and then let it set up for about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, not being afraid to show that every once in a while we can all be idiots. Me especially, I tend to excel at it. I don't know what I was thinking, but I sprayed the wrong side of the hood pad. Went to put it up, and as I was rubbing it on, I realized I'd sprayed the wrong side. Quilted side down. Don't know what I was thinking. Bit of a mess. So I'm going to redo this. I can't have it like that. I'm going to try and paint this with Duplicolor fabric paint and see if it looks any good. If it doesn't look good, it's just going in the garbage and I'll get a new one. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, being awake for 30 hours is my excuse, but there's never an excuse to not think sometimes. It just happens. Anyway, Duplicolor interior trim paint is saving my bacon. If this was a car I was doing for someone else, I would just buy a new hood pad. For myself, you can't even really see the glue that's on there now. It's just gonna be, it's a non-issue kind of. I'm gonna know it's there, but no one else really is. A couple little tiny spots where it's come through. But anyway, lesson learned. Think before you do. Don't just sit there and try and beat the sun every single time, trying to keep light. So I'm going to be reapplying the adhesive to the inside of the hood. Fairly thick this time. Last time, as I said before, last time I put it on, it was I'd started the engine and left it running, hoping to get some heat into the hood, but I got too much heat in the 3M trim adhesive. It dried up way too quick, so it wasn't adhering. So I had to let the hood dry, and started rushing and made myself a problem. Anyway, this is going to go on fine, and I'll show you it on in a minute. I'm going to turn this over and reapply the 3M on that, reapply the 3M on the hood. Should actually have a better bond now with 2 layers of 3M. That's my semi condolences to myself. But anyway, back in a minute. Okay, applying the 3M trim adhesive to the inside of the hood. Fairly wet, but not like, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. Not super wet, not super thin. A good sticky coat on there. I'm going to put a little bit more on the spots where there was old glued pad that won't come off. I've already covered this. I'm just going over to make sure I've got every spot. But I'm going to do the back of the hood pad. It's starting to clog up on me. It's kind of cold out today. This stuff doesn't like spraying when it's cooler. Come on, baby. Anyway, be back to you in a few minutes. Okay, well, the hood's still halfway up. I put a few of the set pins at the front to hold the trim in place initially. I'm going to put the hood all the way up so it's straight up and down, and I can smooth it straight up and down from the top. I'll put this camera down and put the hood up, and you can watch from there. edge of the hood pad, you hear it, see it's going to tuck under the lip from top to bottom. You would think it would on the bottom too, but it can't with these cross pieces here. I'd prefer it to tuck under there, to be honest. And I may just, I think I'm going to put a little bit of a slice here in this foam and tuck it back under, because gluing it all the way around this lip, it's not wanting to adhere. But it looks like it's supposed to. I haven't done one of these before. Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to adhere to the outside of this, so maybe that's one spot I must have missed with a good amount of glue. Well, it feels like it's on there. Yeah, I'd prefer that tucked under, to be honest. Well, that's about it. And then put the hood clips back on, the front clips to the top of the hood, and that's about it. Don't make the mistake I made. Don't spray the glue on the wrong side without thinking first. Anyway, have a good day.